What's up, folks? It is good to see you all once again. We are back for another PFL breakdown. I've got my guest here, Pickem MMA, who he's a mainstay at this point, to be honest. I mean, Pickem's here every week every PFL week with me, and we've got Tyra Season in the chat cracking open a root beer. Let's go, brother. That's what I like to hear. If you ain't cracking root beers, you're watching the wrong channel. All right, so there we go. We got a PFL card that is, for the most part, still together. We've only had 2 canceled fights. There are still 9 bouts scheduled. Unfortunately, this is the light heavyweights and heavyweights, which, for anybody that knows, that's 2 of the most untrustworthy weight classes in the entire sport. So there is that. But, you know, we're going to do our best to break this one down. I've switched it up this week to Next MMA being the viewing screen in the back there. I know you guys probably can't see it super well anyway, but it gives you something to look at. So either way.
Root beer. He's drinking root beer. I thought he said he's drinking beer.
I only drink root beer, but you know, if you're chasing your whiskey with the root beer, you know, hey, that's all. More power to you, brother. More power to you. How many PFL heavyweights would it take to beat a gorilla? Dude, honestly,
I've seen that that debate all over social media.
I'm thinking about making a video on it. I really am.
He should.
Dude, I might have to, because I've been hearing a lot of wild takes on this, and I think
Gorillas
I'm gonna
have like crazy fucking they have crazy like skin. I mean, you can't really like penetrate. Like, I don't know.
You definitely can, because like
if you, it depends on like if you can bring weapons or not. Like if you can bring weapons,
right.
maybe obviously that changes a lot.
Yeah, rule set changes a ton, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do a video on it. I'm gonna do a little bit of research, break it down with the whiteboard, and like we're gonna go into it. So yes, there you go. I've got one person gonna view that video already.
Maybe so follow all the people, like 100 people were Francis Ngannou's. Maybe then I'd be pretty confident.
Yeah, who the 100 people are do make a big difference. But
have you heard about Francis Ngannou? Like he was involved in like an accident.
Oh, he was? Was it with a gorilla?
Not with a gorilla. It was like some 17-year-old girl passed away. It was kind of
that's a shame, yeah. Man. Yeah, that's
he's had terrible luck recently.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that. So was this recent?
Yes, I think I don't know which country they broke the news, but you can look it up if you want later.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to check that out. That sucks. Yeah, let's go. That's right. All right, we're gonna hit it.
Let's go, Grimy.
All right, guys. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with the first fight of the night. We're going to chat about all of these and what we're thinking. We got 9 cards, unreliable
9 fights on those cards.
9 fights on the card.
Not too bad. Normally we have like 8.
Yeah, and we're going to go through all of these. And unlike last PFL card, we're going to give you a parlay that we actually can feel good about. At least I believe we can. So let's kick it off. In the light heavyweight division, Alex Polizzi takes on Rafael Xavier. Pick him. Who do you got? What are you thinking here?
Yeah, I am picking Polizzi because he has more ways to win. He's got better cardio than Xavier. Also, like the power, obviously, like I'll give Xavier the power advantage here over Polizzi on the feet because he hits pretty hard. He throws heavy shots early when he's fresh, but I think Polizzi can, like, if he can survive the first round, he can kind of wear on him in the clinch, take him down, mix him grappling, and probably like outwork him, win like 28-28. But like I don't like betting on him at like minus 240. It's like kind of like way too wide at this point. But I do think he can win, and also he can probably even find a submission. But I think he's got more ways to win, so I'm gonna pick him. But Xavier early, like first round KO is always live because it got hits extremely hard.
Yeah, definitely. I think I echo the same sentiment. I do worry about Polizzi because the dude has taken so much damage, but he's good, dude. Like he can wrestle, he can grapple.
His chin's not too bad though. I mean, he was taking some big bounds by Romero. Like Romero hits harder than probably a lot of people out there at light heavyweight.
Yeah, the thing though is at some point it's just going to like fall apart because if you're a guy that's just like known for just eating shots like that, at some point you go from being Chuck Liddell to being the Chuck Liddell that you think of now. You know what I mean? Like it's just one of those things. Like at some point the chin is going to be dust.
Yeah, even like Impa, right? Impa's chin seems like it's gone now.
Well, and then like the amount of damage that Polizzi has eaten in his career is unreal. But I do think he's a better fighter here. Like you said, Xavier's live in the first, throw some power. Skill wise, though, you got to take Polizzi.
I
So
think you
I'm
can
gonna go
probably live
Polizzi.
bet if you have a book that offers live betting odds on this fight. You can probably like I think the first round's gonna be really close, and the odds are gonna tighten up early. And then like last week, I told people like Anama versus Giga. I was telling everyone like Giga's a 4-9 fighter, and
Hmm.
Anama's probably like he was like minus the odd dropped like even money. Anama
Nice.
was like plus 100 in the first, and I was like he's gonna win the next 2 rounds. Then he won the next two
Absolutely.
rounds. Obviously people are like pissed off that it was really boring because he just took him down late on him. But you gotta do what you gotta do to win in this game.
I didn't think it was too boring, honestly, but I also am the type of guy that likes the wrestling aspect of it. So I'm like a wrestler grappler first. So to me, that's like not super boring, but I understand why some people don't like it. Mind Freak. Actually, right
Yeah,
before
we'll give
you
you
put
guys
that out, I just said that. So I assume you just tuned in. But yes, I will. We will definitely put together a parlay for you. We are here for it. Um, interesting because we're still getting a lot of discourse about the gorilla here, guys. I'm gonna hype this up. A future video I'm gonna make probably this coming sometime maybe this week. We're gonna do a video on a gorilla versus 100 dudes. I'm gonna put it up on the channel. You guys are gonna love it. So there we go. Tyra Season thinks please he might find a sub. Yeah, I think he's definitely live for a sub, especially after round one, round two or three for sure. Definitely an option. Yeah, you got it, brother. I'm here for you. So we're both on the same side on Polizzi there. We next matchup, we're at the heavyweight division. We have Rodrigo Nascimento taking on Abraham Babley, and this is a closer fight by my estimations. But what do you think, Pickem?
Yeah, man, like I'm one of those people like that does I do think Nascimento is like not like too bad. Like the last time I bet him it was over Donto Mays, and these guys like they don't do anything. It's
Right.
like it's so frustrating to watch because he's got skills, he can grapple, and he's like one of these guys that can cage push, throw some clinch strikes and shit like that. I mean, but it's like tough trusting with your money because you never know. Like, is he gonna really try to win or he's just gonna let the fight slip away? Like, so like, I do think he's the better fighter. He was winning over Derek Lewis before he got knocked out. He was taking on Lewis, like kind of like landing some pitter patter ground and pound. Doesn't He's not like too dangerous though. Like, and he has like decent clinch work and decent cardio, but like he doesn't really push a pace. So like obviously Babley, like he got like Nascimento like gave away like 6 takedowns over Romanov. Romanov obviously like he's not really known for his cardio either. Like that's kind of like sketchy because he really didn't do anything in that fight. He lost 30-27. They both got cut after that fight because it was such a bad performance by both of them.
Now that was a boring fight.
Yeah, that's what now they're both in PFL now fighting in this card because of that right
Mhm.
there. And Nascimento, he's gonna be the bigger guy here. He's gonna have height advantage, reach advantage a bit. Dabley's like he's got good wrestling too. He can wrestle. He can push a pace on you. He almost beat Trabelsi, and I bet on Trabelsi at about minus 110, I think it was. And he won that fight by split. So
I
like
was
obviously
sweating.
Dabley can go out there and like put a pace on Nascimento and win like that. But like he's only like 5'10" up at heavyweight. I mean, so he could probably fight at 185 if he cut that weight down. And I think it would be really good at 185 because he has skills where he can grapple, he can strike a bit. Doesn't really throw a ton of volume on the feet. He'll like kind of strike with to just set up those takedowns. He's not really gonna go out there like try to not find the KO on the feet. And Nascimento, his chin's not too bad.
Right.
But like, he fights really close, man. Like, so I think this fight's gonna go the distance either way. Like, I don't see Nascimento finishing him. I don't see Babley finishing him. Babley's not gonna submit him. And have to like finish him by ground and pound, which I don't really see happening because Nascimento is a black belt in BJJ.
We got a good price
But
on the over.
yeah, I think what's the over at?
Minus 144 for over
That's
two and a
actually
half.
not over 2.5 or over 1.5.
Two and a half.
2.5. That's
If it was
not
over
too
one and a
bad.
half, that's like free money. I mean, I
Normally,
would be
like
surprised if
I don't
it's
like betting on Nascimento fights. Like I don't. The last time I bet him was over Mays, and he barely won that fight. And I think I got him at like minus 180 there. And that was in Brazil on that. Oh, made that was like one of the worst cards I've had betting wise. I lost like so much money on that because I was like down like couple units, and then I bet everything I had on the under 2.5 rounds in that Jolton Maeda versus Lewis fight. You remember that one?
I do.
I lost my parlay with Bonfim on that one. Dolby knocked him out. I mean, it was just a crazy card for me. Then like Nascimento, like he can win. I think here he's fought the way better opponents. Has better experience. he's gotta win, or his career might be over. Like he's gotta go out there and win. And most of the UFC guys, like they do pretty well when they come to PFL. Like Jake Hadley, like a couple weeks back, I was trying to fade him, and he did pretty well. But
Yeah.
like you got to be careful if you're betting on Nascimento, because like you never know.
He
He
doesn't do
might
anything.
just yeah. Sometimes he'll just take the pictures there, like not really like throw enough volume, or like so like I think the over. I think I'm like more confident in the over 2.5 rounds.
Yeah,
But
and
Nascimento is gonna be my pick though.
okay, so I agree that I'm more confident in the over 2.5. I honestly keep changing my pick on this one. I just don't know because when you look at like I said, like Nascimento doesn't do anything half the time, and even when he's winning fights, he's going to like split decisions with guys like Alir Latifi.
Yeah.
And you're like, dude, what are you doing? And it's just he's one of those guys that you can't trust to do enough. So like I want to pick Babley because he's the underdog at this point, and like it's not much. He's like a plus 110.
He was a bigger underdog, I think, like a week back.
Was he
When he
really?
came in Babley, I think
Rightfully
Nascimento
so,
was like
because
minus 180 earlier.
at dog value, I mean Babley's this. If you're betting the fight, Babley's the side. I think I'm gonna stay so far away. I'll pick Babley for the
Maybe
sake of
bet
it, just because
split decision or something on the side if
yeah,
you
the
can find that
over
prop. I think
is
I
what I
think it
want.
goes over. I haven't bet it yet, but I'm probably gonna get to it.
Yeah, this is the first I've actually seen that. I think it dropped today, maybe. If it was yesterday, I wasn't looking, but yeah, I like the over 2.5. So I assume that's probably the better play. Quick shout out to Northwest. What's up, dude? And I haven't shouted out Trevor yet. He's already been down there chatting a little bit, but I haven't given him the shout out. So good to see you, Trevor. Let's okay. That one obviously we're split on the pick, but neither of us are convicted in that. So take that for what you will, guys. I think that's a good estimation on maybe just watch that one, or maybe use it as a chance to crack open a root beer. Next, I know you have a strong take on this, and I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, I
It's
like this
the
one.
205-pound division. Marcelo Nunes takes on Sullivan Coley, and I would love to hear your opinion. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm taking Coley. I bet him already at minus 140. I like him a lot this week. Now early in the week I wasn't like too convicted, because before watching tape I was like, oh, Nunes can probably take him down. He's a bigger guy. Then I watched tape, and I was like, Coley, he's not really like too bad in the grappling. He got grappled by Luke Trainer, who's like 6'7", massive for the weight class, and he's actually really really dangerous finisher. But like Coley's gonna be the much quicker striker. He's gonna have knockout power, and he throws combinations which I really like to see. And Nunes is one of these guys. If you have seen that fight with Maurice Green, who's actually like probably one of the worst fighters around and in the fight game right now. He was trying to go for takedowns. I think he attempted like 6, 7 takedowns, and he couldn't get takedown, and he just got really tired, gassed on. It wasn't really much of a KO either. Like he just got hit with some shots, and he just kind of like stood there, and the referee called it off. And I think Coley can hurt him on the feet. I'm gonna go with Coley here. I hope he's been working on the takedown defense, and if he is, he's gonna win this fight pretty clearly. Knockout. I'm gonna say Coley by KO. It's probably like second on.
So I agree with you that Coley's the pick. I don't feel as confident as you do. You seem very, very confident in that. The odds are decent though. You can get minus 160 if you got FanDuel. I don't mind that.
He's like minus 140.
Yeah, now
Like
the best thing I see is 160. But yeah, money's probably coming in on him. Looks like it is.
I mean, it's favorites to go under 1.5 at like minus 140, I think. So they think we're gonna see a finish here.
Yeah, probably. Maybe
either Nunes takes him down and like subs him, because he does have better
runs through
grappling.
him on the ground.
I think he probably does if he can get that body triangle in. But I think Cole, I'm sure he's been working on that, and he just had a baby recently, so that motivation.
Oh, that's a bonus point right there.
Yeah.
Dudes that just had babies.
That's not the reason I bet him. I actually think he can win. Like I think his striking is way better, and he's much quicker, which is going to be a problem for Nunes.
Yeah. I agree with you on Coley. I'm not as convicted, but I do agree with the side. I feel like he can crack Nunes on the feet, and I think even if it hits the mat, I don't think he just gets ran through. I think he can defend himself.
If he doesn't let him get that body triangle, and he can survive, like that's the only problem. If you let Nunes get that body triangle, and there's gonna be a problem then.
Yeah, that's where he's gonna be in trouble for sure. Well, and another thing that like is probably gonna go in Coley's favor is he's 28 years old still, so he's like still a youth, and like I mean not a youth, but you know what I mean. And 36-year-old Nunes, and although Nunes isn't like old for heavyweight, but you assume the 28-year-old's probably going to have
He's
a little
just
more
slow, man.
speed.
He's like really slow
Yeah.
on the feet. Like, he doesn't really
Surprisingly, I
like
think like
throw
Tapology
combinations.
picks have Nunez as like an overwhelming favorite, but
I
the
think
odds
because
do.
like he's more well known in PFL, like people aren't really
Mhm.
familiar with Coley. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean he has ways to win the grappling upside, but I think Coley can defend those takedowns early and hit him.
Yeah, I agree with that. Let's see what Mind Freak's saying here. Let's see. Do you guys like the PFL Chicago card? Any fighters?
I'm not really sure. I haven't looked that far.
Yeah. So here's the problem with looking ahead on PFL is you just gotta kind of assume that the card you're looking at like a week or two in advance isn't going to be there, and it's going to be
Yeah, they're
something
probably gonna
different.
cancel all the fights.
I
Happens
mean,
all the
this
time.
card maybe we don't. This one so far has been pretty good, so it's like but if tickets are cheap, I definitely recommend going because the PFL. Well, I've been to a lot of Bellator cards in the past, and those were always a blast. I've never been to PFL, but the people that I know that have gone have said
Their
it was really
pacing is
fun.
actually not as bad as it used to be anymore. Like it's actually
Hmm.
getting better now, I think.
Yeah, like if tickets are cheap, I think it's definitely worth going. So, but yeah, like I've been to plenty
I
of
mean,
like
it's I'm like UFC tickets are like the last time I was trying to go, like the one
they're
in
insane.
Toronto. I think it was a Strickland versus DDP card. It was like $800 for the worst tickets.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I remember
Crazy.
2018. The main event was Justin Gaethje versus James Vick on a fight night card.
James Blake.
Yeah,
Okay.
dude.
I
I went to
remember
that
that one.
card and I had like really good, like not like cage side, but like solid seats, and my tickets were $48.
How long ago was that? Like 10 years ago?
2018, so it was a while ago.
2018. Okay.
But like,
I mean, yeah,
it's
the
just
prices have gone
crazy.
crazy now.
Now they added a zero and still some. Like it's like what in the world? Like that's not even just inflation at this point. That's just like you're going like what that's you're just hiking those things up a
Yeah,
ton.
Dana
Like
doesn't care. He used to really care about like he wanted
mhm.
real fans to go in 10 fights live, but he doesn't care anymore. Dana
Oh,
doesn't care about that
$60? Yeah,
anymore.
that's
Yeah,
definitely
that's
worth
that's a
going,
steal. I mean, that's like
dude.
that's
Yeah, if
really
you can get them
good.
for $60, I think you'll have a good time. I really do. Like I said, I've never been to a PFL show, but I've been to Bellator plenty of times, and they're basically like the same company at this point. And Bellator always put on one heck of a show. Let's see, where are we at? Let's move on. Yes, okay. So moving on to the heavyweights, we've got Oleg Popov taking on Carl Williams. This is another interesting one because Carl Williams is a last minute ad. I think this fight was added, I don't know, not that long ago.
Yeah,
Because
Papa
Vassell
was
was
supposed
supposed to
to
fight
fight Vassell in
Popov.
a rematch, yeah.
Who do you have in this new matchup?
Yeah, this one's tricky, man, because Williams is a good wrestler. Like,
Mhm.
he normally like in every fight that he's had in the UFC, he's gotten takedowns, right? Like he's taken on everyone. I mean, obviously the level of opposition is not that great in the
Right.
UFC.
Yeah,
And he's not really
Breshke,
like,
Sherman,
yeah, I mean,
Tafa.
those guys are
Oof.
pretty much cans. But like, it's not even like he's going out there taking those guys down and like, finishing them on the ground, right? Like that's my problem. And Popov obviously he's not really much of a finisher, but we have seen him finish people on the ground before.
Yep.
He's clearly the more dangerous guy, and he hits harder. I feel like he's a true heavyweight. I mean, whereas Williams like could probably make 205 if he wanted to. And I think Williams gonna be like probably like quicker on the feet, and he's taking this fight on short notice. Like my pick's gonna be Popov. I am gonna pick him. I picked Popov in every fight in PFL before. Picked him over Golslov. I mean, he got takedowns on took down Golslov, who's massive, and he obviously ran into that triangle. But I don't think that's gonna be a problem here against Williams. Williams hasn't shown that jiu-jitsu on the ground. He's probably gonna attempt takedowns on Popov, and I feel like Popov can probably get the better of the grappling exchanges. But this is gonna be one of those fights. It's gonna depend on like maybe they just stand and strike. I mean, you never know. Sometimes that can happen. I don't know who's gonna win that striking battle only, but Williams has a pretty good chin. Popov has a really good chin. I think this fight's gonna go the distance, which as much as I hate to say it, because I want to see finishes, but I think it's gonna be one of those fights. Williams has shown really good durability. And his last fight, I mean, if he just I like actually bet him there. I bet the prop third rounder decision, like plus 130, I think it was, and if he just attempted takedowns early in the first round, he would have won that fight for sure because he won the third round with the takedown. And those
Yep.
takedowns were
Easily.
easy. And apparently the UFC told him, or like the matchmakers told him that we're gonna cut you, but they cut him anyways if he shoots takedowns, and he didn't
So
shoot takedowns
basically,
till the
he had
third
to
round.
win a striking fight to not
Yeah,
get cut,
yeah, that
which
wasn't gonna
is
happen. Denise is a much better kickboxer.
yeah. He's not good at all in grappling, but whatever. But
Yeah, I think this one goes over 2.5 rounds either way.
which
But
right
I
now is
think
minus
Popov by
180, which is
decision.
good. I wish I
It's
got
a
it at
heavyweight
open
fight. I mean, so like I
minus
kind of like I'm
156.
always sketchy about that because maybe Popov can get on top of him, like throw some ground and pound, maybe finish him like that. But I think Williams is gonna be able to defend pretty well if he's taken down.
So something that makes me feel better about the over is I remember in an interview, Oleg Popov said that he doesn't actually like hurting guys, and that's why he takes them down and just controls them and tries to
He's in
do
the
as
wrong
little damage
business
as
then. I mean,
possible.
he's got to look for another career.
I know, dude. Like that's also made me worried about betting him, but he kept winning. But like at the same time, I mean, he obviously lost his last fight, but
Yeah, the only time I lost money on it was that Ghost Love,
yeah.
and I got him at like minus 105 there. It
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
too
I'm
bad.
way up on betting Oleg Popov because I've bet him in so many fights, and like
And
I
normally I
think he
take the over
probably
too.
wins here.
I've taken the over in like so many fights,
Yeah,
like in
dude, the
these
over is
cash
solid
over
for him.
one half. I took the over one half in one of his fights, and I took him money line. Like he's been winning in PFL, and he's one of those guys that's gonna stick to his game plan, where he's not gonna go shy away from his like grappling base. And he's like I'm like 90% sure he's gonna go out there and wrestle this dude. He's not one of these. He's not like Carl Williams who's gonna like like try to strike with you for the 50 minutes.
Not at all.
He took down Ghost Love. I mean, so like that's
Yep.
why I bet him there because he took him down. Obviously, if he was able to stay safe from that jiu-jitsu, he would have won that fight, I think for sure. But he ran into that triangle. I mean, Ghost Love is a dangerous finisher, and he's probably one of the best heavyweights out there, other than Ngannou or like Fair or like maybe Nemkam now. But like I think Papa was up there. He's got a good wrestling base, and on full camp, I think he can win. But Williams can also win this fight if you can get the better of the grappling position. Because we haven't seen anyone attempt takedowns on Papa. But like I
It
don't think many people have. So
it
I
looks
don't
like a
know.
bunch of money has come in on Carl Williams because he opened at plus 375 today and he's down to
Plus
plus 195.
375? What? I
Yeah.
see him at plus 185. I think I didn't know he
He's at
opened
plus
up at plus
195 now.
plus 375 is that's crazy, bro. Because I mean it's favored to go over, right? So like
Yeah.
the thing is gonna go to this is like if you opening up pop up at like minus five six
He
hundred.
opened at minus 600. Yeah.
Yeah, that means that like you think he has finishing upside, and I think he's the more dangerous finisher if there's a finish in this fight. But like Williams has shown he can take a shot on the feet. He's not like chinny or anything.
I think we get a decision
I'm
at a
gonna
high
go with
clip.
Papa by decision.
Yep. Same. I feel like decision is even more likely than Popov, but I'm taking Popov decision as well. With that said, we can move on to the other UFC cast out that we've got in here is Alexander Romanov taking on Tim Johnson. And I mean, if you just look at records, it should be like, oh, this is obvious. But it's we're not just looking at records. There's a little more to it, and there is some nuance to it. But what do you think on this fight for Romanov versus Johnson?
Yeah, Johnson. I mean, obviously he's got dangerous striking. Like, let me not say dangerous striking. He's got heavy hands. Like, that's the
He
way I'd
does.
put it. He hits hard. And he's got power on the feet. And he throws down. Like, if you don't like go out there and like wrestle this guy, or like you stay at range, you pick him apart from range, he's gonna just slug in the pocket. He's more than willing to like leave his chin up there and like swing and see what happens. But like I think Romanov is clearly like the better technical striker. Like you can see well, you never know what kind of Romanov is gonna show up though. Like first of all, if he's in good shape, like I'll get a like every time I bet a Romanov, which hasn't been in a while. I haven't bet him in like so long, and he actually used to be like a really entertaining fighter before. He used to go out there finish people like those crazy hammer fists. He was known for like he finished De Lima, which is
Mm-hmm.
impressive. He like choked him out. I mean, it was like a crazy I think it was a bulldog choke or something like that, something crazy. In the first round, he's like finishing everyone in the first round. Then the level of opposition got harder, and then he was like having trouble finishing people. Then he was getting tired, gassing out. I mean, he gassed out against Marcin Tabora, which isn't too bad. Marcin Tabora is like a pretty good gatekeeper at heavyweight. But I think Romanov he's gonna win this one, man. Like I don't know, I'm not sure if I'm gonna parlay by minus 500 or minus 600, whatever the line is right now.
Looking like minus 625, minus 700, somewhere in
I
there.
think he's gonna take him down to finish him, man. I think it's gonna be one of those fights. I think the odds are like kind of crazy, but like at the same time, I mean Johnson, he's not gonna have any jiu-jitsu from his back or anything if he's taken down. And Romanov, like he's taken down people like this before, but like maybe Johnson can catch him on the feet early. But like I think Romanov's gonna win this fight, and I don't know if I'm gonna parlay him with anyone, but he's gonna win. I'm pretty confident he's gonna win this fight by
I'm
finish.
not nearly as confident because when I look at who Tim Johnson's losing to, Vadim Nemkov, Denis Goltsov, Linton Vassell, Fedor Emelianenko, Valentin Moldavsky, Vitaly Minikov, and I'm going far back at this point. But like I mean, he's
Did you
beating.
see what kind of shape he was in last time?
Yeah, that's
He,
true. But I mean, he's also
I don't
beating
think he's
like
training
decent
anymore.
fight. Like he beat Said Sama. That's not a
I
bad
mean,
way.
he beat
Not a bad loss.
Marquez. I actually
No.
took him there with Marquez. Marquez is actually horrible. He's actually like really bad.
Yeah. That Marquez fight was weird because like we had the like knockdown and dick kick at the same time. Like I
I
can't
think
give him
Romanov's
any.
gonna win. I mean, if you like, maybe you can take underdog shot on Johnson, but I think Romanov's gonna. It's his fight to win here. Like, this is a pretty good matchup for him.
I think Romanov wins, but I'm not going to parlay him. The odds are
And also,
ridiculous, and
like,
Tim
he's got more
Johnson
ways to
fly.
win, right? You can take him down. He can stay on the outside, pick him apart, like land some pitter patter shots. I'll kickbox him, I'll point him. Like, he's a pretty good point fighter too when he wants to be. And you like, he's only gasses out when he's like takes you down early. He uses all the energy to like trying to hold you down, and he can't finish you early. That's the only time he gasses out. If he just stays on the outside, you can just pick him apart.
At plus 500, though, Tim Johnson, I don't know.
I can't
I'm
get there in
tempted,
Tim
dude. Like the
Johnson.
number is like it's like like
You
he
gotta see
really
what
is
kind of
live.
shape Romanov's in. If he's like fatter and not in good shape, maybe then you gotta
Yeah,
look at that bet
Romanov's
of Tim
not
Johnson.
consistent.
He's only who's he lost to? He lost to what's his name? He lost to Marcin Tybura by like a close decision because he gassed out. Or he lost to Volkov.
Yeah,
He
lost to
lost to who else did
Volkov,
he lose to?
Jalton and Volkov.
Jalton
Or
Almeida. I mean,
and
Jalton
Tibura.
Almeida is a problem, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's not like he's losing to like cans. And I'm not saying like Johnson's a can, but like he's not really like he doesn't have much more than
Johnson's
other than
good.
boxing.
Yeah,
He's not really like the most technical striker either. He just lugs overhand rights and left hooks. I mean, it's not like he's gonna set it up with a combo or anything like that. And he doesn't throw kicks either. Like he doesn't throw many kicks.
I agree. Like Mind Freak saying here, like he was saying something else, but BKFC would be a good spot for Tim Johnson. That's for darn
Yeah,
sure.
I think he would do pretty well with there.
But yeah, like the number is making me think that like I want to take a dog shot, but I also do think Romanov wins more often than not. So like if we're going just picks,
Yeah, if he
we're
gasses
taking
out,
Romanov.
then maybe Johnson can like hurt him later. But
I
other
don't
than that, if
ever
he's
trust Romanov's cardio. Never. So I don't know. I'm gonna take Romanov, and if it ends up being one of those where like Romanov's like a minus 1,000 something by fight
he's
day,
probably gonna be like minus 1,000 soon.
dude, I'll be taking a
Like,
shot on Johnson for like $10 or something just in case. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
that's not too bad. You never know.
because like then at least if it hits, dude, you bought yourself lunch for the week. If it misses,
Yeah.
like you go hungry for one day, whatever. You know what I mean? Like you skip lunch one day, but if it hits,
What's the
you get
over
lunch
under
for
in
the
this
rest of
one?
the
Is it
week.
under 1.5 rounds or is it 2.5 rounds?
Yeah, let's
Probably under
see.
one
What
and
are
a
we
half
looking
rounds,
at?
right?
We're looking at over under 1.5. Under 1.5 is minus 175. Over is plus 145.
You never know if Romanov like decides to just stay on the outside kickbox. He's probably gonna go over it because he doesn't throw a lot of power behind it.
Right.
If he takes him down, I think it's gonna go under. Like because I think he finishes him on the ground.
If he takes him down, I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that one's tricky.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
gonna stay
Romanov
away
by
from that fight
finish early. I think he
entirely
takes him down. I think he takes him
unless
down and
odds get more.
finishes him probably ground and pound or submission.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you there. I think Romanov wins, but you're more confident than I am. That's okay though. Let's move on to the next one. We've got a light heavyweight bout between Simeon Powell and the most difficult fighter, in my opinion, to really understand how good he is, Carl Albrechtsen, because Carl Albrechtsen is a guy who can beat Dovlet Yagshimuradov, the same guy who won the tournament last year, as well as Vadim Nemkov, but then lose to Chuck Campbell. How do you do that?
It doesn't make sense.
Like it doesn't make. He beat like two of the best guys in the entire PFL organization, and loses to Chuck Campbell. I don't get it. So, who do you have in this? I know who you have in this matchup, but for the sake of the video, who do you have in this matchup?
Yeah, I'm taking Albrechtsen. I don't know. Powell's like I'm not really too high on this guy, man. He's got all the physical advantages that you need in a fighter. At
Yep,
this weight class, he's long. He's got like over 85. I think it's like what was his reach advantage? Like 10-inch reach advantage
85
here.
inches, so nine and a
Crazy
half.
reach advantage. I mean, so hey, Powell can stay on the outside. He's probably gonna pick him apart and outpoint him, maybe even knock him out later. But if Albrechtsen can cross the pocket, get on the inside, he's got power, man. Albrechtsen's got power. He dropped what's his name, Doublade, Yuxi Muradov, and then he took him down. I wrestled him. Like he knows what he's doing on the ground when he takes people down. And I think he's got more ways to win here. And the books actually opened Albrechtsen at like minus 120, I think it was, or like something like that. I haven't bet him yet. I want to see how far the line goes. It feels like plus 200, man. I'm gonna bet him at plus 190, plus 200. Like I'll take a shot at plus 200. Cause like last week, I mean not last week, couple days ago, like when I was doing tape study, his line was like plus 137, I think plus 130 ish. The line's like getting wider, so
Yeah, I'm seeing plus
obviously
170
Powell
now.
can win. Yeah, it's plus one. I think it was like plus 170 now, plus 125. But like it's probably gonna be like plus 200 soon. So at plus 200, I'll take a shot on him because he's fought the way better opponents. I mean, like way better by miles. And Powell, like I faded Powell with the Jacob Nadeau. And Jacob Nadeau, actually, me and Vulcan was doing tape study for this card, by the way. Vulcan, shout out
Nice.
to Vulcan. And
That's awesome. Shout out
yeah, I'm
Vulcan.
gonna go with Albertson. I'm gonna give one more chance. The Chuck Campbell fight is like really bad. That's probably why the line is like the way it is right now, the betting line for this fight. Because if he doesn't lose to Chuck Campbell, like he's probably if he like has a win over Chuck Campbell, he's coming up 2 wins in a row. He's probably like maybe like even money here, like about even money. And I think that Chuck Campbell loss is driving this line towards Powell. But
I think he's a
I'm
favorite if he doesn't lose to Chuck Campbell.
yeah, probably. But Powell's like, it's not like he's going out there dominating these guys, right? Like Javier, like there was a close fight. He got dropped early in the first round. It's not like it'd be like one thing he's out there like using his length and reach and like keeping guys on the outside, not getting hit at all. But he's getting landed on too. So he's I don't know what kind of takedown defense he has. Because we haven't had anyone like no one's really tried to attempt takedowns on him.
Will we be able to count on Albertson to do that? That we don't know.
He
That's
should. I mean, he got knocked out
good.
right last time. So like, I don't know what other game plan he's gonna have in this fight if he's not gonna like shoot takedown to get on the inside. Because if he loses this fight, I mean, his career is probably gonna be like on the 2 losses in a row. I mean, like, and he's gonna be what like 4-1 in his last like 5 or something like that. But I'm
Let's
gonna go with
see.
Albertson plus 170 underdog. I'll take him here.
Oh yeah. He'll have 1 win and 4 losses in his last 5 fights if he loses this one. That would be so. Yeah, the trend is obviously going downward for him, but at the same time, like he outside of the Chuck Campbell thing, like his last 5 fights, like it makes sense. Ugh. Yeah, I don't. It's another one where like I want to pick Albertson because I know the skill that the guy can have, but I also know that he can just totally not show up. So I'm
Yeah,
going to
he's not
side with
really the
Albertson
most
too.
consistent fighter. But if he
If it
shows
gets
up, I
plus
think he
200, I'll
win.
bet him.
Yeah, plus 200, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, as long as it hits plus 200 and I actually see the line and get the chance to bet it,
Plus
because I might.
170 is like not too bad, but plus 200 is like much better because like then you're okay. Even if it loses, like you're okay. Like not gonna be
Yeah,
too disappointed.
yeah, and I rarely put.
Like I had Murad Ramazanov at like plus one. I think it was like plus 121. If I bet him at minus 200, bro, like you know how disappointed I'd be. I'd be
So
really
bad.
disappointed. I'd be like, holy shit, that was such a bad bet. But like plus money, like he lost by a split, which
Yeah,
is he could have won that fight. So it
yeah,
doesn't
and
feel
like
too bad.
I could definitely see this being a case where it goes to split, and it's kind of like what are the judges seeing that night? So it's another one of those. But if you're holding the dog ticket at that point, usually you were at least on the
Yeah,
right
you
side.
can't be
So
disappointed if you're betting the guy like plus 180, plus 200. Like if he loses by a close, this isn't obviously, and he can win. And I do think he's got better grappling and he's fought the way better opponents and he's been here like way
definitely,
longer.
all those things are definitely true. So I'm gonna side with him as well. But
Yeah,
who
be
knows?
careful in this one because
Yeah,
you never know what kind
this
of Albertson's gonna show up.
I think maybe it's because it's heavyweight and light heavyweight, but this card has more fights that I just don't feel solid about
Yeah, they're lined
than
really closely. Normally PFL fights are like wide. There's a
yeah.
lot of wide odds on PFL fights.
Yeah, but we can move on to the next one. We've got light heavyweights. We have Carl Moore taking on Antonio Carlos Jr. Both guys are 4-1 in their last 5, so that's interesting. Both guys, like, looking pretty good, and then their last fight, they're coming off a loss. So interesting matchup to me. What do you think about this one?
Yeah, this one's tough for me, man, because Shoebox, he's pretty good when he can get that grappling going early when he's
Mm-hmm.
fresh. But the problem for Carlos Jr. is that his cardio looked terrible in that Pleasy fight, and just was not a good look. He was supposed to go out there win that fight, like I think it was like minus 300 or something crazy like that, or minus 200 or Pleasy, and he sold that fight. But like he's pretty good. He's got really good jiu-jitsu, and I think he won the tournament like I think it was last year or the year before or something like that. Did he not? I think he did, right? Or
It's,
maybe I'm like
one
wrong
year
on
he
that.
did, I think. I don't remember what
Yeah,
year.
maybe it was a couple years back.
Yeah,
And Moore's, I think Moore's coming off like probably the better loss to Corey Anderson. And
2021.
2021. Okay. Yeah, he hasn't been fighting all that much, but he's been competing like once a year. Now this is gonna be the first time he's gonna be fighting twice a year in 1 year. I mean, he fought like 10 months ago against Polizzi, so he's 35. I mean, it's not like Moore's like in his 20s. He's 30, 32, so it's not like the age difference isn't really that crazy. But I think Moore's gonna be the much better striker on the feet. Like it's gonna be more technical,
Hmm.
and if he can defend takedowns, he's probably gonna win. But I feel like Carlos can get that takedown and get that body. If he gets that body triangle in, I think it's gonna be a problem for Carlo Moore. And I'm leaning towards Carlo Jr. Like I was thinking, before watching tape, I was like gonna pick Carlo Moore because like he lost to Corey Anderson, which isn't bad. And I watched the whole fight back. It was really boring, bro. That fight, Corey Anderson fight. I was live during that card, and it was like one of the worst fights I've seen. I mean, he like Corey Anderson. Like I was saying, like how he didn't get finished by Corey Anderson, but like Corey Anderson doesn't finish everyone on the ground.
It's
And
rare.
he was getting taken on almost every single round, and probably Corey Anderson's obviously like a better fighter than Carlos. And I don't know what kind of cardio Carlos is gonna have. So that's why the line isn't like he's plus 105. Is he still plus 105? I think he's plus 105. I don't want to bet him at plus 105, but I think he can win.
For
If it was like
yeah,
plus 150, I'd bet him at like plus 130 ish, 35, plus 140. I think at that line, it's like if it gets to that line, I think you can like feel pretty good about betting on Carlos. I'm gonna go with Carlos. He's gonna be my prediction, my pick on this fight. But I know Moore. He's more than capable of winning this fight if you can stuff those takedowns early and hit him on the feet.
yeah. And so in this one, I think we are going to be opposite sides because I do think Carl Moore can stop the takedowns, and like you said, I think he's a better striker. I don't think. I mean, yeah, Carl Moore
He's the
isn't
more
a
technical
striker.
striker for sure. Like he's quicker. He's got
Yeah,
speed on his side for sure. That's
yeah.
true.
Moore's not a striker, but he is the better striker of the two. So I have to make sure I'm clear on that because people are going to be like, Carl Moore's not a striker in the
He
comments.
was
I'm like,
landing
I get
shots
that.
on Corey Anderson. Like Corey
Yeah.
Anderson obviously isn't known for his striking, but he's
In a
quick.
matchup between two grapplers, one of them has to be the better striker. In this sense, it's Carl Moore. I think Carl Moore is probably a better grappler than he is striker, but he's a better striker than Antonio Carlos Jr. So I think he can keep it on the feet, but I'm not sold on that. There's not any. There are very few fights on this card I'm sold on. So,
This one's pretty close. I mean, the odds are pretty close on this one. I
yeah,
think the odds flipped. I think Antonio was like minus 225 opening odds.
yeah. I wish I could have got Carl Moore as an underdog because I would have taken him as an underdog, but I didn't notice it at the time because at that point I would just arb. But you know, I think Carl Moore is the side for me right now. But yeah, and another thing that's interesting is the over
Hopefully,
one and a
his
half
takedown
is.
defense isn't as bad as Nate Kelly because he trains out of that same team.
That's a good
Nate
point,
Kelly, what happened to Nate Kelly, bro?
dude.
Like,
I'm done with that guy. I backed him twice as an underdog recently, and he just like
I should have bet Kim.
ugh.
I was thinking about it. I was gonna, I was gonna parlay Kim and the other guy. What was the other guy's name that fought? Cortavius Romeus, the two Chinese guys. I mean, two Asian guys.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. His name
Chango
was
Lee or
Chango Lee. Yeah,
Chongo Lee.
Chango Lee. I was gonna do that parlay. Then I was like, it was like almost plus 200, and I didn't I didn't pull the trigger. I should have, because they both won pretty easy. They finished their both of their opponents.
Yeah, I was fairly sure Romeus was going to lose that, but the thing that first off, Chin Check MMA, what's
Let's
up,
go
dude? How
chin
you
check.
doing? The thing that so
You think this one goes over 1.5, or does it
I
go
think
under?
so because I don't think it's an immediate sub for Antonio Carlos Jr.
Yeah, I
And I
think it goes
also
over
don't
one
think
and a
Carl
half.
Moore is just going to knock him out in the first round. I think it's going to be like he gets tired before he can get the knockout thing. So I think for this one, what I'm thinking is it goes over 1.5. It's only minus 200 ish.
Yeah, I think
I think
over
that's
1.5 is
fair.
not too bad.
I think we're getting a decision here probably, and I think it's going to be a Carl Moore decision, but I think it's going to be a decision. So we're split on the pick, but that's all right. I think there's only two that we split on, and one of them was literally just me saying that it's a 50-50 fight. I'll take the slight underdog. I do have a slight lean on Carl Moore in this one. Not that it's so, but it is close.
Yeah,
But we
it's
can move
definitely
on.
a
We
close
have
fight.
Valentin Moldavsky taking on Sergey Bilostini. I feel a little bit better about this one, but let me hear what you think.
Moldavsky, man, he's training out of Fedor's team, and I was pretty high on him, and he keeps letting me down over and over. Like he lost to the same guy.
I
He
don't
should have
think he
won that
lost
last
that
fight.
last Flint Vassell
He
fight.
should
I
have
think
won
that was a
that
bad
fight, but like
decision.
he got dropped with the knee. Like he was getting hurt, and he wasn't really doing any damage in that fight if you watched it back. And like
Yeah,
I
I think I
actually picked
also had a
him.
bet on him, so I was probably a
I
little
didn't bet him
biased.
there, so I was happy I didn't bet him there because I would have been really disappointed because he should have won that fight. Like he should have had better card than Vassell. Vassell was like a 1 round fighter, like maybe like 1.5 round fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's got more ways to win here. Like he's got better wrestling than Sergey. But like I'm just not gonna pick Moldavsky again, man. I'm just done with this dude. I'm gonna go Sergey. I think Sergey, like he's a little sus, like in his striking defense. Like he gets hit a lot. And Moldavsky can probably like go for takedowns on him, but I can see Moldavsky like putting a pace on him and then getting tired and getting caught in something crazy. Maybe like maybe Sergey ending up on Sergey's actually much bigger than him. I've seen the face offs and he's like really fucking big
Which
over
is weird because they're
Moldavsky.
listed as the exact same height and the same reach, but they're definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think they are. I think Sergey's like much bigger, and Sergey he should be like 5-0 in his last 5 fights. He was beating the shit out of Fortune,
Yeah, the
and he was hitting the
disqualification
back
though.
of the head. Yeah, I mean, so I'm gonna go Sergey. He's underdog, I think. Is he still underdog? I think he's still underdog. Plus
Slightly
110.
150, I think. Yep.
Plus 150?
Yep.
Is he plus 150 now?
150, yeah.
Okay. He's like plus 105, I think, like last night. So the money's coming in Moldavsky, which kind of makes sense. I mean, he's been here longer. He's fought the better opponents. But I'm gonna take the underdog shot here in Sergey.
Yeah. So I do think that Moldavsky won that last fight with Vassell in the split. Well, at least I did at the time. I guess I haven't watched it back in detail or anything because it wasn't a fight that I.
It was close. I mean, like
Yeah.
he wasn't doing any damage. That's why I think this fight discorded for Vassell because Vassell was actually like throwing ground and pound and like he dropped with the knee in the second round.
Going into this one, I went back and rewatched the Ante de Liha fight because I wanted to see
he
how
looked good in that fight. He looked good in that one.
Yeah. And it was a year ago, but that like I mean, pretty much all the fights are because it's PFL and that's how that works. So yeah, so like if I look back at the D'Elia fight, I'm like, man, that's a guy that could win this. And then I look at, but then I look at Bilastini and he's out there finishing Tyrell Fortune. And I'm like, okay, that's another, I don't know. It's a tough one. I think Bilastini though is the side, especially as an underdog.
Yeah, plus 150. Like I'm happy I didn't bet him at plus 105 because I was thinking about plus 110 in Betway last night when I was doing my breakdown. But plus 150 is not too bad.
Yeah, I think definitely for this line, I think Bilastini is the side, but like be cautious in the fact that Moldavsky definitely is going to have the test against better competition. So you do have to take that into it. But at the same time, Bilastini's looked good against the guys that he's fought for the most part. Because let's see, he's only got 3 losses, one of which was a disqualification. So that one, I mean, like it was a loss, but like
he was winning that fight. He was going to win that probably.
Exactly. And his other 2 losses are both to the same guy.
He has okay cardio too, man. I mean, Blago even was like really tough to finish, and I think he was like 1-1. He won the 3rd round over. He came out and like showed that he's got decent cardio.
Yeah, he's not too bad. Like he was beating guys that weren't all that good anyway, leading up to like his more recent fights. But you got that win over Ivanov. That's fine. The Tyrell Fortune heel hook though,
he wasn't looking good before that. I remember, but I did bet him there, and I was like, oh shit, his striking wasn't looking all that good. But he got that submission. I think it was a robo tap.
I don't know about the decision or the under or what. This
one's I'm not sure if he finishes him. He probably.
I'm staying away from over unders.
He gets really tired, but if he doesn't get tired, I think it's probably going to be like decision.
Yeah, the over under is too closely lined for me to think that the odds are going to sway me. I'm gonna stay away from an over under. But yeah, we're both on Bilastini there as an underdog. I mean, hard to be confident in him, but like, I think I think he has enough paths to win for me to back him as a dog. So at least for the sake of a pick, we'll see. I'm not going to bet very much on this. I don't bet very much on PFL anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah, I used to I only been betting a couple units now. Last year I was betting more.
Yeah. I just I haven't as much, but it's whatever. I think it's mostly because like the lines are usually crazy, and the fights just change constantly and stuff. So it's like it's hard to. I don't know. It makes me nervous. I don't feel like I have enough time to prepare on it, but maybe I'm just being a wimp. Next, we have Phil Davis versus Rob Wilkinson. Now, this is the main event. It's actually a pretty good main event, if you ask me. I mean, I know Phil Davis is getting old, but like he hasn't really looked super old yet. I mean, he's still like his last fight, he went to split decision with Corey Anderson, who is damn good. So, I mean, he hasn't really looked old, at least in my opinion, recently. But, and then we've got Rob Wilkinson, who's looked pretty good, but, he also got popped for roids and hasn't looked quite as good since. But, the loss to Yagshimuradov isn't really bad. It's probably bad that he went to a split with Silveira, but still, either way.
Yeah, that was a really bad fight, the Silveira one.
Yeah, that was a rough look.
He was getting taken on. He was taking on Silveira, which is, I guess, is kind of impressive that he's taking him on too.
So exactly. Now, who would you take in this one? Phil Davis or Rob Wilkinson? Who's the side for you?
I'll give you guys my pick that I think the bet that's gonna cash over 2.5 is gonna cash for sure. I think that's a pretty good parlay piece if you guys want a parlay piece right there. And who I think is gonna win? I mean, I'm not too sure who's gonna win this fight because Davis, he's a good wrestler and he's got really good cardio and he can push a pace on you and he can take you down over and over and over and over. And Wilkinson, he's shown okay takedown defense, but like his takedown defense was much better when he was using TRT.
Yeah, go
on
figure.
That good stuff, right? On that good stuff. But now that he got caught, he hasn't looked that good since then. Obviously, right? Like he was taking on Romero, out wrestling Romero. Wasn't he? I think he was out wrestling Romero. Or I think maybe that was a different fight. I think it was Romero. Or it was the other one. I think not Romero. He was out wrestling Santos. Yeah, Thiago Santos. It was Thiago Santos. He was like, you out-grappled him. I mean, which is kind of shocking because it's not really known for that grappling. Davis is going to be the much better wrestler here. So if you can get those takedowns, and he fights really close. So like, this fight's favored to go over 2.5 rounds. And if you're betting Wilkinson at -1, like what is it, -150, -160-ish? It's gonna be a close fight, man. Davis, he's only lost like I think more than half of his losses are like by a split. And you're gonna be like praying judges give it to Wilkinson if he is able to land some shots on the feet. So it's gonna come down to like who the judges gonna favor. They're gonna favor grappling, control, wrestling, or they're gonna favor kickboxing. Because I do think Davis is gonna get some takedowns in this fight. The question is whether he can control him enough to win rounds like that, or can he land the ground and pound and like maybe look for a finish, which I don't think he's gonna finish Wilkinson. Wilkinson's really tough. But and Davis hasn't fought in almost 2 years, so I don't like picking people off a layup, but he's probably like training all year round. Well, you know why he wasn't fighting? Do you know is there a reason for that?
It was probably just because he's under contract with PFL and they don't really give fights to people that cost them money. And Phil Davis isn't cheap at this point, so
that's crazy, man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Wilkinson. At least he's been competing, but like I like the over more than the money line for Wilkinson because I don't see him finishing Davis.
Yeah, I definitely don't think he finishes Davis. What do we got on an over-under? Let's see. It is -265 for the over.
I still think it goes over 2.5 rounds.
I do too. I think it's a little wide, but I'd still play
wide.
it.
I mean, but like, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be like that fight. You remember like Storley versus what was that guy's name? The over was like -300 there, and I took it. It was pretty easy. Over.
In Storley's last fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just talked about it.
I can't even remember his name anymore.
Oh boy, we literally just talked about this.
He was fighting that guy from New Zealand, I think. New Zealand.
Luciano. There we go.
Luciano, yeah.
Yes.
Luciano.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes the over when it's
even if Davis like takes him down every round or wrestles him, I don't think he's gonna finish Wilkinson.
I could see Davis taking him down every round though, as a problem.
Yeah, he could.
I don't know who to pick in this one. I really don't. Like, part of me wants to go with Davis because he's the underdog. The other part of me says like he hasn't fought in 2 years. He's 40 years old, and like who knows? Like the fall off's going to happen.
That's like one of the reasons I'm picking Wilson because Wilkinson doesn't throw a ton of volume either. So like it's kind of tough trusting him. With the fight that we're gonna see grappling and striking in. But he's gonna be my pick because he's been fighting. He's staying active, and I hope he's back on that good stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. I wonder if he is. But I mean, like Phil Davis, like man, like he's not losing to bums. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna go with Phil Davis, and if I'm wrong, whatever. I'm not gonna bet on it anyway, but that's fine. Somebody on this show has to be right, and that's cool.
At least
But
one
I
of
mean,
us is
like,
gonna be right on this one.
one of us is gonna be right, unless we get a no contest. That'd be the only way we're both wrong.
I hope
But
there's no contest.
but I'll take Davis. Like, he's keeping it close with the best guys in the division. He's beaten the other guys. It's probably going to decision. So, uh, yeah. I'll take. I mean, he did finish Carl Albrechtsen, but then again, you never know what you're gonna get.
Albrechtson's like kind of like you never know what kind of Albrechtsen
Never
shows
know.
up.
His losses are typically split decisions, and they're to the best guys. Like, split to Ryan
Wilkinson's
Bader
only been
twice.
finished by TKO, and it was by the last guy that finished it was Izzy, Prime Izzy.
Yeah. Let's see. Last guy who finished Phil Davis or
Izzy's
Wilkinson?
debut. Yeah, Wilkinson. Like the last guy that finished Wilkinson was Izzy in his debut.
Yeah, I thought so.
In
Yeah,
UFC. That was years ago.
I don't think Davis has ever been finished.
I don't think he's ever been finished yet. He's only lost by
only decisions. So all of his losses are decisions, and most of them are split decisions. Yeah. Let's see. He's lost 2, 3, 4. 4 of his 7 losses are split decision losses. Yeah, you know what? Give me Phil Davis. Let's go. I think he's got enough in the tank to get it done. We're taking Phil Davis.
We both have a lot of underdog picks on this card, and like some of these PFL cards, we've seen a lot of underdogs winning.
I hope Matt's right. I hope he is off the sauce.
Probably is. I mean, most fighters and people are on something.
I mean, he popped though, and then he like got in trouble for it. So who knows? Maybe he's not on.
Did they take that $1 million away from him after he popped, or like how does that work?
I don't know. Probably, you would assume, right?
Yeah, I don't know that.
Or they just fined him the equivalent amount. Is probably
maybe they fined him. Yeah, that's probably more.
But maybe they even fined him more than the $1 million. But so it wouldn't even actually be the whole $1 million though. It would be because they do the way they did it, or they used to do it. Now they don't. You get the flat 500,000, but it used to be where you'd get $1 million at the end, but like you'd also subtract what your individual fight purse was from that total $1 million on the fights leading up to it.
Okay.
That's how they used to do it. So like you end up probably, especially if you're a decently paid fighter, getting more money now that it's 500,000 just paid out to the winner than you were before, where they would subtract based on each fight you had. Because if you had 4 fights in total or something. But they would subtract your salary or whatever. So there's that. I don't know if we'll highlight all the picks, but we are going to give out a parlay in a bit. You can also, go back and watch the whole thing if you really like to. Don't feel pressure, but we are going to put together a parlay, so you'll get a lot of that there. So, but either way, let's start on that parlay, shall we?
Let's do the parlay. Let's go with the over in the main win. I think he goes over 2.5 rounds.
In the main? Okay. Yeah, I'm with that.
Good parlay piece.
Yeah, and like we said, like Wilkinson's been finished like once, and Davis has never been finished. That makes sense. Okay.
I think Wilkinson's been only finished twice. It was like years ago. He got knocked out.
Yeah. He probably has been twice, huh? Okay, let's see. We're gonna go over 2.5 in the main win. Minus 265.
And I want to take Coley. I think he's gonna win, but like I don't know if you're as confident as I am on Coley.
We might put him in. Let's look around a little bit first. Let's see. What else do we feel really good about? Wasn't there an over we felt good about?
I like the over in pop-up fight. Williams pop-up
over. Yeah, I like that too. And that's
either that one or like the Nascimento Babli over.
Do you like the Nascimento Babli over or the Popov over more?
Other than Nascimento, Babli probably goes over.
I do too, and that's minus 144.
Better line too, yeah.
Okay,
this is crazy. We're taking the over in heavyweight fights. I mean, it's unreal.
Dude, heavyweight overs are money, dude. They're money. So okay, so first things first. Our first parlay is going to be over 2.5. Or wait, over 2.5 in
the main win.
The Babli Nascimento, and then the main event. 5 in Babli plus over in
that Nascimento Babli.
And that gets us to plus 133, I think. Yeah.
Well, you could have cast a loss parlay if Ramazano didn't sell. Because it was a really solid parlay. He lost like a close decision. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Rasta, it should have been just Rasta money line. I mean, that was plus money.
I mean, that doesn't make it
Rasta,
a parlay, but you're right. It
yeah,
should have been just that.
plus money. It was plus money. I mean, it's not too bad. But
Let's get our wild parlay going now. And I think we add the Popov over at minus 180 in this. I think that's easy money right there with all three of those. And that puts us to plus 263.
Okay.
Let's get one more in here. You want
Let's
to do
do
Sullivan Coley?
Let's do Sullivan Coley. Yeah, I bet him already. I like him.
And what do we got him at right now? Minus
Should
one.
be like plus 300 or should be like plus 350 ish. That parlay.
Oh, plus 477. If we put,
Okay.
if, we're keeping the first two legs as well.
Okay. Yes, that's good. I like that.
So if we're at that, we're at plus 477. So let's go add Coley and over in right to get to 477, I think it is. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna toss these up on the screen.
Go the distance on this card. It's not gonna be the best card watching it.
Yeah, there's a lot of decisions in heavyweight fights, and that's never a good time. Because heavyweight overs are like easy money usually.
Yeah, no, they used to open the overs for heavyweights at 1.5 rounds. Now they open them at 2, and they're getting better. The books, they're getting much smarter now.
Yep. Yeah, they used to give us all the over 1.5s. Let's see. Okay, I don't think we had anything else. If we got really crazy and added Albrechtsen at plus 160.
I don't want to add him to a parlay.
Dude, that would be plus 13.99.
Let's do it. Let's do it. That's the lottery parlay. Let's call that lottery parlay.
Okay.
Add Albrechtsen.
Leg.
Probably don't put too much money on this one. He can win though. I think he can win. I'm picking him to win. But
yeah,
I'm worried about the reach advantage and what kind of Albrechtsen's going to show up.
Okay, that gets us to plus 13.99.
That was crazy, man. The biggest parlay that I hit was plus 18,000. Now the last leg was Marcos, and like he barely won that fight over Yannis. Does anyone else love unders?
There's a very real chance I throw like, I don't know, $5 on this.
Yeah, I only threw $10 on that parlay that I hit. It was PFL, like the last card of PFL. You remember Dakota Dishu over Santos? It was like Papa, I think, was also my card. Like, I like mixing those parlays with PFL and UFC.
Yeah, the problem is like on the books I use, you mostly bet online. You can't do that.
Yeah, bet online you can you got to do in FanDuel. Sometimes FanDuel they drop the lines for PFL too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wish I had FanDuel.
But they don't drop them early. You got to wait for a couple days. Bet online, you still can't parlay and bet online right now. I was trying to do it earlier. I was like, maybe they unlock the line now. You can parlay, but not yet.
Yeah, I use DraftKings, Bet Online, and occasionally when I have to, I'll use Bet US. But like
Bet US, I've never tried Bet US.
Dude, if you don't have an account, don't sign up. Like I'm not trying to slander them or anything, but they are the neediest sports book, and that sounds crazy. They will call you all the time, like call you on your phone. And like, dude, they're like a needy girl.
Never had that happen.
Dude, it's so weird. They like want to talk to you on the phone all the time. And it's like, and like they won't even let you make your first deposit without talking to you on the phone. It's super wild. I'm like, guys.
Yeah, I use like DraftKings, Bet Online. Bet Online is like one of the best books for like MMA, but like you're gonna have to pay like withdrawal fee. And if you're like trying to like deposit money like through a wire transfer, they charge you a fee. It's like the only frustrating thing about that. But like DraftKings, FanDuel, you can like withdraw your money right away. Doesn't take long at all.
Oh, brother, I've been dead inside for years. I get you. Oh, that's so funny. Matt, let's see. Where's your hood? 138. Pickem's Canadian. Yeah, I live clear down in the great state of Nebraska. Yeah, so Omaha, Nebraska. So
I live in Toronto, guys. I'm from up north. We just had a liberal party win the election again, which is really disappointing.
Oh, I didn't know the election was already done. I don't keep up on politics at all.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, but like, it's crazy that people voted for liberals again. Unreal.
Was that the one that like is that the same party Trudeau was?
Yeah,
everybody didn't like him for a while.
The same party.
Yeah, that's rough. I do listen. So I listen to the Boys Cast, which is like a couple of Canadian dudes that live in New York now. And sometimes they'll talk like Canadian politics every now and then. So I hear a little bit, but that's like the extent of mine. And they're like comedians. So like, it's not super good for that. But yeah, let's see. Matt's saying that Bovada.
Bovado.
So I used to have
Every
a
other
Bovada
book they
account.
let you parlay early, like every other than Bet Online. I don't know any other book that is like that way you can parlay right away when the lines are there. FanDuel you can parlay right away, but FanDuel money lines aren't that great. Like they charge you like I think like it's the worst money lines on FanDuel. It's better for props on FanDuel. If you wanna play like round one, round two props on FanDuel, it's really good for that. You can
I need
also
to get
get
a
like
FanDuel account.
first round KO, second round KO, first round submission, second round submission. I cashed on Santos, Gabriel Santos by second, third on submission over it was Jenkins, I think, on FanDuel. FanDuel's really good, but
They seem
I've
to
had
have
problems
like
with
really good
them.
props.
They suspended my account for like a month. I just got it back last week now. Like they're kind of sketchy too with FanDuel,
Yeah.
but they're
I've
pretty
heard
good.
that. That's another reason I haven't signed up for them. Like, I used to have Bovada, I did, but in 2018, my account got like hacked or something and like drained, and like I've just never gone back after that. So that sucks. Like I log into my account, it's got like 2 cents in it, and I'm like, what in the world? What happened? And it's just gone. So I haven't used Bovada since, and I don't think it was Bovada's fault. Somebody just hacked it, probably because I had a crappy password or something. But still,
Was it
like
1, 2, 3, 4
yeah, like
password?
1, 2, 3, 4 was my
Okay.
password. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like I don't know. It's tough. Yeah, seriously, that's exactly right. I say that all the time. Like somebody was saying something political to me on Twitter, and I was just like, dude, people from all sides.
Yeah, I don't
Watching your
really care
stuff.
like who you vote for. I mean, I'm just saying like it's just like I got blocked by one of my friends like last night because I told her I voted for like conservative. Like she
That's
blocked me.
funny. Yeah,
Crazy.
I don't think any politician actually cares about you. So like, don't give them too much support. You know what I mean? They hate you.
Yeah, they're all the
They
same. I mean,
hate
at the
you
end of
so
the day.
much. They only pretend to like you so you vote for them, but they hate you. They think you're just the most worthless piece of dirt. So, ESPN Bet is really good. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. I haven't tried it.
I've
I'm gonna
never
have to
tried
try them.
ESPN bed.
They don't seem to get lines
Isn't that
out
the
super quick.
same company that Ian Parker works for?
Probably.
Okay.
I see his tweets every now and then, but I
I
don't
know.
like I don't know who
I
he
just have
is.
fun with Ian Parker. Like I'm gonna bring him on the show if he's willing to someday maybe. But I don't think he's gonna be too happy with the stuff that I've been saying about Ian Parker on my live streams.
So okay, so is he like he's an ESPN guy, is he?
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah, I think he works for the ESPN
Okay. Yeah,
Plus.
because I've seen his tweets a ton, and like sometimes he says some cool stuff. You should definitely let's see. They were with Barstool. Okay. You should see if you can get him on, dude. That'd be sick.
I don't know. I'm sure like he probably seen one of my live streams and me roasting him, so I don't know if he's gonna be too willing.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But anyway, folks, we've been rambling here at the end. That is okay. We've gone over a few things. One thing I do want to shout out or say is my wife and I, Mrs. 138 and I, are thinking about doing some fight companions for the Contender Series this year. And if you would like to see some just like horribly like not super technical commentary,
it's fun.
it'll be
Contender
fun.
Series on Tuesdays are always fun.
Yeah, I know Pickem does like companions for everything. So
yeah, I do for PFL Dana White
literally
Series
everything.
and UFC.
Yeah,
like
so
it's fun.
I mean
it's fun. Like companions, but they're so long, man. Some of these cards, like 6-7 hours, you get tired of it.
Yeah,
like,
that's why we were thinking
6-7
about Contender
hours.
Series because it's like not very
2.5
long.
hours, only like 2.5 hours for a Contender Series, which isn't bad.
And you got 5 fights, not a big deal.
Yeah.
Most of the time, 5 anyway. So yeah, we're gonna probably do something like that this year if anybody's interested in it. I think it'll be cool. Contender Series is always fun. It's always like the time my channel grows the most, so that's cool. Let's see. Do some commentary. There you go.
Yeah, I know those good peoples.
I don't know MMA holes. I've never heard. Is this like
they do a live stream every fight card?
Do they do like breakdowns like we do, or is it like different kind of MMA content?
I don't think they do breakdowns. I think they just do a live stream for fight cards.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check them out. Let's see. If we get something like that, you'll get a lot of views. Okay, interesting.
Isa's actually live every card, bro. Isa from City Life Project. This guy goes live for every card, every fight card. There's a fight card, like he's gonna be live for it.
The City Life Project is an MMA channel. Okay.
Yeah, he goes.
That channel name would not make me think that. That's interesting. To me, that sounds like a church or something.
He's good people, so like he's a good dude.
Oh, that's wild. So yeah, I'll have to check that out too. Yeah, okay. Maybe I will have to do the fight companions. I've never done a fight companion because like it's a lot of work, but I will definitely continue to consider the contender series one. Oh, hey, look at this, Matt.
Let's go
Look at
W's, Matt.
you. Let's go, Matt. You're a gem. Let me tell you, you're a gem, Matt. This show is now brought to you by Matt. Matt is handing out memberships to people, and what a fantastic human being Matt is. So I appreciate that. I goes a long way. Goes a long way. But yeah, we can wrap things up here. It was a good time. Pickem, do you have anything coming up this week still, or have you gotten everything out?
I mean, I already covered UFC this week, and do we have a PFL next week? Can you check if there's a PFL card?
I should check because I always forget to check until the week of.
Last week, yeah.
Last week I thought there was, and it wasn't.
I was like, you messaged me, right? I was like, oh, is there a PFL card this week? Because I couldn't find one. Then I was like, I'm trying to like find it all over. I'm trying to like check PFL's website. I was like, maybe Tapology didn't update their about order. Then I was like,
oh, they have PFL Mena, but I can't watch that.
I don't like watching those. I don't like covering those Mena.
I can't actually watch them. Like it doesn't show up.
Oh yeah, because I think if you're in the States or like Canada, like you can't watch them unless you have like a VPN or something.
Yeah, so I don't have that. And then after that, we have PFL Europe, which also no broadcast of that. So
you guys are lucky in the States, man. You don't even have to pay like extra money to watch PFL. I gotta like pay for the zone because I'm in Canada. Sucks, bro. Like, and
PFL Europe too. They have Archie Colgan on there. That's silly.
Why is he fighting in Europe?
But he's fighting at Mansour Bernoulli.
He's pretty good, man. He actually beat Manuel Souza.
Dude, Colgan's the man. Colgan is the freaking man. Like I'm a big
he's
Colgan.
Gonna be in the UFC soon, I think. Hopefully, we see him in the UFC in the near future.
Yeah, dude. Seriously, it doesn't. It looks like we're not actually getting any more PFL until that will break down until like June 12th. So
okay.
Wow.
When's Contender Series? Doesn't that start in August? Contender Series?
I think so. It'll start whenever around the time that the Ultimate Fighter wraps up, and that's coming up too. Oh yeah, dude. There you go. Clip's got a membership as well. What's up, Clips? Good to see you, dude. Good to see you. The best duo. Mad. Hey, dude. Clips is the man. This dude's out here always just being cool. Oh, Clips. Tell Mind Freak right here Clips, you went to PFL just recently. Tell Mind Freak about your experience. He's thinking about going to the card coming up. So do that for me, would you please? Thank you. You're the man.
No, the illegal streams, like when I do a fight companion, there's so much delay and it keeps cutting in and out sometimes, so I can't like do a fight companion and like watch it on there, you know.
Yeah, I do have a VPN, obvious. You gotta have a VPN these days. But yeah, like I have trouble with like certain apps on VPNs. Even Tapology won't let you use your VPN if you're in certain places. So that's
you gotta make sure you download the different browser for Tapology. There's no ads at all on
Brave right. Yep.
Firefox. No ads at all.
There you go, Mind Freak. See, Clip says he highly recommends going to the show. Let's see. Next live stream for us.
PFL card.
So our next PFL live stream will be the Tuesday before the June 12th. So what would that be? Let's see, June 10th. June 10th will be our next PFL live stream.
We're like a month away.
I will have another live stream on my channel with my co-host for UFC events, Couch Warrior. We're going to be doing our panel show for that. I forget who I have as guests. I'm pretty sure I've got people I've talked to already, but I don't remember because I usually book those out way too far in advance and then forget. Maybe I haven't booked them. But either way, I'll be live for that. Pickem and I will be back in June for the next PFL World Tournament that currently says the main event is Jason Jackson versus Thad Gene. We'll see.
That's a good main event, man. Thad Gene versus probably gonna go Thad Gene because I'm not a fan of Jason Jackson.
Dude, his nickname though, the ass kicking machine, is like bonus points. That's a great name.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good main event for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, unfortunately, we don't have because like the only PFL cards we got Mina and then 2 Europe cards, and I can't watch those live. I can watch a replay later, but watching them live does never work. So, and yeah, Matt, seriously, dude, you're the man. So, thank you guys for showing up. Thank you guys for being here. I'm gonna let Pickem get back to doing whatever he does up in the Great White North. It's being cold, probably.
It's actually hot. It's not too cold.
Yeah, it's probably
getting
hot now,
better.
So.
It's just chilly, windy. I mean, it's just a little bit windy, but it's getting better now.
There you go. It was like hot as heck down here yesterday, but today's been nice, so that's always good. Weather difference is wild between, and we're not even that far away. You're like you're like in Toronto, you're further south than Michigan, and that's wild. So I don't know, but either way, good stuff. It was always good talking with you, Pickem. I'm sure we'll do it again
Same,
soon.
brother, same.
Yeah, there we go. Mikhail's gonna go watch the stream again. Let's go. Appreciate it, guys. All right, with that, I'm gonna dip out. Thank you guys so much.
Later, guys. Take
We will
care.
catch you all down the road.